The next Trans-Tasman match-up is between Shannon Foreman facing the camera, and his Aussie opponent is a fighter that we've seen before on Combat Video. It's Daniel Smyrk. Daniel fought in the S1 back in 07. He was unfortunate enough to run up against eventual winner Dwan Marshall in the first round. They had to go an extra round before he was beaten. He got injured in that fight too. He's since had a knee reconstruction, and his record now stands at 27-9 with 8 coming by the short route. So certainly is a fighter who's got his career back on track. He fought last month in Melbourne over 5 rounds. That was a win. Of course, Shannon Foreman needs no introduction to Combat Video viewers. He was one of our best ever amateur fighters since turning professional. He's actually fought, his last fight was in the cage in Japan, so having a bit of a change in direction there as far as, well, when you're a professional, I guess you take the fights that you can get, and he's also fought overseas. And we see Smyrk trying to cut the ring off. It stands at 1-1 after 2 fights between New Zealand and Australia. Both guys just giving their opponent a little bit of respect here. Don't want to rush in, make any mistakes. Shannon Foreman got a real good kick and fought one of the best in his pro debut. Chaba Genkistan. He had that fight too. He just a little bit of a lapse towards the end of round number 1, and it was a knockout, one of the best knockouts we've seen on Combat Video too, unfortunately for Shannon. But even after 1 round, Chaba could hardly walk out of the ring. His leg was so mangled. It's an indication of the power, and of course, we all know Chaba went on and fought in the Contender Series. There's the first elbow. It's a spinning one by Smyrk, well short of the mark, and a bit of a threat to return the favour there from Foreman. So a little bit of a tit for tat sort of a round. Neither fighter able to get any momentum yet. Try to change the angle there a little bit. Smyrk just walked straight through it, and now he gets over in the corner, get into that grapple. Only momentarily, Kia Sud breaks them up. They're starting to free up a little bit towards the end of round number 1, these two. And yeah, a bit of venom on that one as the bell goes to the end of the first. 23-year-old self-employed carpenter is Daniel Smyrk. Had a change of gym since he was here last time. Now the fight's out of Marshall Mixed Gym there in Melbourne under Justin Eyre. So see what the change of tactics from either corner are here. Nice kick to the midriff from Smyrk. Justin Eyre not here, and Don Miller in the corner, and it looks like he's told him to pick it up a little bit here, and I'm pretty sure that Shannon's corner will want him to do the same. That one rounds, oh well, plenty of power in that kick, and it closes the gap quickly, and a nice knee there. And Shannon Foreman's in a bit of an awkward position there, and that elbow is pretty much around the back of the head. So trying to change the angles and really mix it up and maybe get the first bit of go forward. Daniel Smyrk tied up this time by Shannon Foreman. Oh, nice knee stuck in there. And another one, this one down to the thigh. And a quick look over to the corner to see what the plan B is for Shannon Foreman. Well, a completely different round than we saw in the first, where both fighters using a real feeling out round, and their corners have told them to get to work here in the second, and they are lifting the pace considerably. And it's Smyrk who goes forward. Nice kick downstairs, and that's what I expect to see more of from Shannon Foreman, who takes that spinning elbow on the gloves and the forearms. Thought about doing one himself, but Smyrk is closing that gap really quickly and showing a bit of strength in the upper body. Nice straight left hand. Foreman coming forward, jumping downward elbow. Now we see Foreman start to retaliate. Good vice-like hold there, they call Daniel Smyrk the vice. But it was Foreman who had the good vice-like hold on him there. Tries a little uppercut to make an opening. Smyrk, wow, really lifting the pace. He doesn't want to let Foreman get any sort of rhythm going. And he's back in his fitness. He's done the most fighting lately. Fought earlier this month. Oh, nice work from Foreman to go to the body, and then that sharp elbow. Few elbows thrown, no cuts as yet. And that's where we leave the second. Former New Zealand light welterweight champion, a former New Zealand super welterweight champion. Shannon Foreman back out in a fight that hangs in the balance. We've got plenty of time for either fighter to stamp their mark. Smyrk started the previous round very strongly. Foreman showing some quick hands here at the start of the third. Started to just change the angles a little bit right towards the end of the round there. Shannon starting to get a little bit of confidence. Plenty of wind up in that kick from Daniel Smyrk, and Shannon Foreman returns the favour. Unchecked that one to the outside of the lead leg of Smyrk. A few boos from the crowd. Kearset quite happy with the way the proceedings are working out in front of him. Well, Smyrk not just putting as much pressure on as he did at the start, and I think the way that Foreman's changing the angles has had a little bit to do. Nice counter kick there from him, plenty of power. And a bit of speed as Foreman's relaxed, some speed coming in to his fight. Of course, hasn't been fighting as regular, and you can see a bit of a cut there on the scalp of Daniel Smyrk. So maybe a little bit of ring rust in round number one and halfway through round number two before Foreman really started to work into it. But it's certainly game on here in the third. the fast hands that we've come to know from Shannon Foreman, and those excellent kicks that were talked about earlier. And that's what Smyrk's really got to do. He's just got to bully his way through. Shannon Foreman fighting at 75 kgs here tonight. Normally comfortable at the super welterweight. Started his career as a lightweight, super lightweight I think it was actually, and this is the heaviest I've ever seen him fight. But he carries it well. He's in good nick. He's doesn't look like he's carrying any extra. And that's where we leave the third. Shannon Foreman, of course, started his career with Lolohe, now runs his own gym up there in Helensville. 30 years of age. I think I said Daniel Smyrk 23. I meant to say 33 before. Sorry, Daniel, you just gained 10 years. But I don't know where this one sits at the moment, because the first round, it really was a round neither fighter really looked as if they were that desperate to win. Round number 2 I gave to Daniel Smyrk, round number 3 to Shannon Foreman. So take your pick on round number 1, what you think. And I think that Don Miller might have said the same thing. And Smyrk starts to get a little bit busier here at the start of the 4th. Now, he's got to close Shannon Foreman down if he wants to do any good. He gives him any space at all. Shannon really starting to speed up, and yeah, just see how he slips out the side there. That's the ability that Foreman's got. A real hard fighter to tag. A lot of skills, and pretty much a frustrating fighter too. You know, you just think you've got him lined up, and he's not there when the punch reaches the end of the line. There's nothing. Oh well, he was just on the end of that one, but took it riding back. Comes back and works the body. Smyrk put him more pressure on here, and this is what he needs to do. But some of those leg kicks from Shannon, they'll really be softening up the thigh. That was a good right hand, short of the mark, but still plenty of sting in it from Smyrk. I see a bit of blood there on his chest. I don't know where it's coming from. Maybe a bleeding nose. Now this is where Foreman wants to be. Oh, Smyrk lands one. Oh no, it's not a bit of blood, just the way the lighting was. Ooh. Well, there's plenty of effort going into this round. I know it's very crucial the way the fight is hanging in the balance. And Smyrk really trying. That's a lovely kick from Foreman. And he's been able to evade the big punches of Daniel Smyrk and everything else that's come his way. Thailand, Cambodia, Japan. So truly international fighter as they come out for the 5th and final round. And you can see Don Miller down there in the corner asking Daniel Smyrk to push him back, keep away from the grapple, try and get him on the back foot. Don't let him tie you up when you're in close. So he wants to keep it a fast fight, does Don Miller, and right hand off the bat there with plenty of speed behind it from Foreman. Just a pause. Big sucker there and back into it. Shannon Foreman. Well, looks like either I got the call wrong or Daniel Smyrk is not following the rules. Oh, that was a nice little work on the inside. Close. Pretty close. Both fighters starting to feel the effects of it's very hot and muggy in here tonight. Very hot. Is the fact that Smyrk's been fighting going to be able to let him finish the stronger of the two? Pearson wants to keep it going. Daniel Smyrk wants to keep it going. He's got to be careful he doesn't walk into something big. Foreman. This is what I think this is what Don Miller was asking to do. Keep pressure on. Try and push him backwards. Try and keep him on the back. Nice kick to the outside of the thigh. Shannon let him go with a big left hand. Oh, walked into that one. Momentarily slowed him down, but quickly recovered, did Shannon Foreman. I'll tell you what, this is a real close fight. Real close fight. I don't know about that one. This is, it could go either way, this. Daniel Smyrk on the attack in round 4, but I don't know if he just got the clean shots away. You know, that could have went to Shannon. Last round I gave to Daniel. I don't know. Who are the judges in this one? We've got Arash Shadan. We've got Aaron Boys, and who's that? I don't know who that is. And no one up here can help me either. But we don't have to wait long. MC Andy Conlon is about to read the decision. Who's going to go 2-1 up? Is it going to be New Zealand? Is it going to be Australia? Here we go. Yes, he did. Well, they gave him the 4th round as well for going forward. I thought it was a seesawing one. Some of the shots from Shannon were probably the cleaner ones, but the pressure that was put on. So we've got to go out and win the next to catch up. And Daniel Smyrk, a triumphant return to New Zealand after that close run in the S1 3 years ago. Good to see him back here. And Yeah, hope it's not the last time we see him.